Hello and welcome to Teleislas News, the most relevant and important information of the day.
Homicide cases on the island seems as if they are not going to end. A new murder occurred today near the sector better known as Janwell in front of a well-known hardware store in the department.
Around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a young man from the archipelagos was shot near his place of work at the level of his head by an unidentified person. The wounded man was apparently transported from the place of the incident to the departmental hospital in an ambulance, where he unfortunately did not resist due to the seriousness of the wound. The person was identified by citizens at the scene as Miguel Baldiris Hawkins, known as Pipi. However, as of the beginning of this broadcast, authorities have not confirmed as yet the facts or the hypothesis of what happened. Teleislas News will keep on updating of the development of this news.
Today, the Ministry of Health's new registry announced that the number of COVID-19 cases continue to increase.
20 new cases were added to the total count of the COVID cases on the island of San Andres, Providence, and Santa Catalina in view of this considerable increase that has occurred in recent days. The Secretary of Health, Julian Davis, sent a document to the Governor in charge, Allen J. Stevens, in which the real situation of the coronavirus on the archipelago can be evidenced. Not only a total of 134 new positive cases was being reported in the island, but also 2 more people have died. However, it is worth mentioning that of these 134 positive active cases, only 65 have been identified, 58 of them in San Andres and 7 in Old Providence. Therefore, it is expected that in the next few hours, they can be identified and characterized by neighbors, and their origin will be identified. This memorandum also states that the capacity of COVID ICU of the departmental hospital is at 18%. This memorandum makes a series of recommendations to be taken into account from now on the island as a result of what will be a new peak of the pandemic in the insular territory.
And the post-consumer waste collection day in San Andres and Old Providence is moving forward with its second day, and its objective is to collect 50 tons of waste.
The Post-Consumer Waste Collection Day, led by the Ministry of Environment and Coralina Environmental Corporation, carried out its second day of waste collection. This activity aims to collect waste of difficult disposal and special handling to contribute to the optimization of environmental quality. Lina Bolaños, Coralina's environmental engineer who leads this initiative, delivered a report of the campaign.
Nosotros arrancamos el día de ayer.
We started yesterday, and we have an average collection of 4.5 tons of waste for San Andres and 2.6 for Providence. We have had a great flow of people who have brought everything: lights, batteries, refrigerators, computers, and peripheral equipment as well. We are inviting the entire community of San Andres to participate in this great day of post-consumer waste collection. This will continue until tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
This Friday, April 9, the collection day of light, bulb, batteries, tires, containers, computers, and washing machines, known as post-consumer waste, will end with the visit of the Minister of Environment, Carlos Correa, who will arrive on the island. These waste will be transported by sea and air from the archipelago to the mainland.
And the World Travel Awards, which is known as the Oscars of Tourism, have just nominated San Andres in its category of South American beach destination. The Secretary of Tourism, Sebastián Ospina, indicated that this recognition represents an exposure of the island to the international community.
Known as the Oscar of Tourism, the World Travel Awards have just nominated San Andres in its category in South American beach destination. Sebastián Ospina, Secretary of Tourism, indicated that this recognition represents an exposure of the islands to the international community.
This nomination of the World Travel Awards, which are like the Oscars of Tourism, in which we are nominated as the best beach destination in South America, it is important to clarify to the community that we were nominated by the region of South America, not the Caribbean, where we are geographically speaking. It is because the country competes, we were placed in the category of South America. The invitation is to enter the page of South America and vote for San Andres, that is competing with Rio de Janeiro, Mar del Plata, Margarita Islands, and that is to say, we have a tough competition as well as last year, where we were winners, and this year we hope to repeat this award. It is worth to mention that San Andres already has 3 of these awards won in 2014, 2015, and 2020.
Receiving this recognition by the World Travel Awards exalts the potential as a tourist destination that the department has, as indicated, and will also help more visitors to arrive at the island, and this helps the reactivation.
And now we continue with all the information from our sister islands of Old Providence and Catalina. This morning, the Social and Community Development Secretariat, together with the Colombian Red Cross settled in the municipality, conducted a health day in the sector of Freetown.
Members of the Freetown community came to the health campaign held in this neighborhood by the Social and Community Development Secretariat in a joint work with the Red Cross. This is the first of several days that will be held in different sections in the municipality.
Hoy estamos en el sector de Pueblo Libre.
We are in the sector of Freetown. We are conducting a health campaign that offers different services, and we have medical attention, general medicine, delivery of medication, nursing service, psychology attention, and we are also creating awareness on different topics related to public health.
At the health campaign, they also shared information about the prevention of COVID-19, given the high rate of contagions in the recent weeks.
Hacemos una invitación pues a la comunidad.
We invite the community to take part in these campaigns. We are going to do it in all the neighborhoods of the island. We want to count on the support of the community and its leaders, who are the people that are making it possible by opening spaces for us to intervene.
On the other hand, the community asked that the conditions of these meetings be improved since they felt like there was not enough privacy.
Everybody in the same consultorio. They don't have a carpa. So much carpa de pandiala. You want to get a carpa to make this consulta. In our corridor, we there, everybody in the same consultorio. Everybody they hear what the rest of people they tell them, and it's not right. And I don't agree with it, but well, we can't do no better, so we just have to accept it.
The following section in which the health fair will be held will be published on social media.
7 Indians, Old Providence and Santa Catalina are already equipped and ready to operate thanks to the work done by the Civil Society Alliance Back Better Together.
This is part of a process that seeks to support the economic reactivation through tourism, particularly with those families that use their houses as a productive project, which is why the Back Better Together Alliance has provided appliances and supplies to 7 native Inns for them to resume their economic activity. The alliance will be working in 5 lines of action.
We are intervening and supporting the reconstruction of the archipelago through humanitarian aid, psychosocial work with the communities, aligning attention to productive projects with seed capital, and support in a joint work with state entities. In Fontour, we are working on the reactivation of the native Inns.
The Back Better Together Alliance is also leading a project that will establish community centers in some of the sectors.
Hand in hand with the mayor's office, we are seeking to make some properties viable where we can intervene and build these centers, which will become places for meetings and activities available to the community so that we can be benefited from these spaces.
The equipment delivered to the Inns includes refrigerators, air conditioners, household linens, bedroom sets, household appliances, and kitchen kits, which are part of the reconstruction process of the Inns that Fontour is carrying out. The goal is to provide supplies to 80 Inns so that the families can reestablish their economic activity.
And now let's continue with Victor Fusalba and all the sport news.
Hello, here are the best sports of the island. The Ministry of Sports provides training to coaches from the island department. With a special letter from the Ministry of Sport, a group of sport professionals visited our archipelago to provide advice and training to the athletes and coaches of the islands. This training took place in the auditorium of the National Police, whose objective is to seek the development of the sport on the islands. With more details on this topic, the National Coordinator of Sport and Science, Mauricio Serrato, spoke to us.
We came here on an official mission commissioned by our Minister Ernesto Lucena to support the island and seek sports development. In this sense, we have organized a team of professionals from all disciplines of medicine, psychology, nutrition, and sports physiotherapy to come to support, making a continuous process of support and development in order to do a coordinated work. We are going to have a permanent sports medicine consultancy, and we are going to train all the people, scientific personnel, and coaches to harmonize with all the sports development processes that the islands have. This is a long-term process. We are going to continue with a permanent follow-up and an articulated work with the Secretariat of Sports to be able to close a plan that will allow great development not only in the sciences but also in the sport here in the islands.
The Archipelago Sports Secretary Jason Newball showed his satisfaction with the connection between the Ministry of Sport with the training of coaches from San Andres and Old Providence. Coaches came together to help with the formation of the different categories of baseball in a traditional sector of the hill, ball field. Wanting to continue in the training of little players of the archipelago, a group of coaches came together to share their knowledge and train young baseball players at the ball field venue sectors of the hill. Among the group of coaches are Eric Eraso, Armando Brackman, Rodolfo Howard, Gregorio Steele, and special guest from the city of Cartagena, professional coach Rafael Batista, who shared the following with this journalistic host of Teleislas Sports.
I am in San Andres because, thanks to God, the potential that the islanders have is something to look at. Now, I am working with the boys, bringing them my knowledge, everything I acquired in the United States and Central America. Tell them that if you can do things with love and sacrifices, things will happen. One of the things I most want to instill here is that through this sport, the kids will get ahead. Right now, I am finishing a tournament for 12 and 13 years old. As I told you, they have enormous potential. I want to collaborate with them in that part, to give them my knowledge so that they can move forward and one day be signed by some organization.
Sharing their knowledge acquired as professionals, taking into account that San Andres has potential for the sport of baseball, are the wishes of these coaches, as stated by Rafael Batista. This is all in sports for tonight. We will see you on another broadcast. We continue with Lisa.
Thank you, Victor. And now we continue with the weather forecast. The weather forecast for tomorrow, April 9th, in the coastal area of Archipelago, the sky will be scattered storms. Temperature will be 30 degrees Celsius, with winds from the northeast direction with intensities of 21 km per hour. Humidity forecast will be 75%, and probability of precipitation will be of 40%.